Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name is George and it's that time of the year again. No, it's not Christmas. It's something probably even better. It's the Aliexpress summer sale. I can't believe it's been a little over a year since I did the last video, but I'm back and I have 10 watches ready for you guys that I think you should purchase in the Aliexpress summer sale in this sale right now. As a bit of a disclaimer, I just want to let you guys know that I haven't had hands-on with some of these watches, but I am familiar with the brands and I have had experience with some of the brands that I will be suggesting in this video. So before you go crazy in the comment section saying that I haven't had hands-on with these ones, I just want to let you guys know that these are just suggestions based on the spec sheet and based on the releases and based on my experience. Now I'll leave all the relevant links into the description box below. These are affiliate links. You don't have to use them. They do help the channel, but just, you know, feel free to do your own digging, whatever you like. So these are just my suggestions. This will be video number 1 out of 2 that I possibly have lined up because there's so many watches that I have lined up to show you guys. Some of them new releases, some of them discounted, some of them not. But just as a matter of interest, they're just watches that I think you should purchase, again, just to make you guys familiar with some of the new releases and some of the watches that you may have missed. Now let's go back to the computer and let's go check them out. Now guys, let's get started. The first watch that we have on the list is from the Pagani Design AliExpress official store, and this one is a homage to the GMT Explorer 2, the Steve McQueen edition. By the way, on a side note, I will try and put timestamps into the description box below in case you guys want to skip to a certain part of the video. It's going to be easier for you. Now this one is reduced from 150, 140 to 127 to 119. So in terms of specs, this one has a DG5833A movement, which is a common movement at the price point at watches with this particular function, aka Rolex Explorer homages. And in terms of dimensions, you're looking at 42mm diameter case, a 50mm lug to lug, and a thickness of 13. Now sapphire crystal with AR coating, and also Pagani Design has increased the water resistance to 200 meters, so they claim. This is, to my knowledge, the only watch on AliExpress. Pagani Design are the only brand on AliExpress that are doing this kind of homage, which I think it's pretty cool. And as you can see, it has different kind of so PT time here, and it has kind of like small influences from Pagani Design, I want to say. So they're actually, it looks really nice, and even the case back, as you can see here, Pagani Design water resistance. So they're putting a lot more of their touch and their input on these homages, which is actually quite a nice thing. But personally, I definitely recommend this, again, from Pagani Design, and they keep releasing new models, so should be sure to check them out. Now guys, the second watch that we have on the list is from the tine sunglasses store. And this particular one is reduced from $64.77 to $63.47. Overall, it's not a huge discount, but still the watch doesn't cost a lot of money to begin with. The reason why I have this on the list is because it's a reissue of an older model. This was made in the Shanghai watch factory, as you can see here, specifically, and it says that it's a watch worth collecting. Personally, I don't think it's a watch worth collecting, but the reason why I have it on the list is because of the simplicity and the size. So this particular watch features a hand winding seagull mechanical movement, and it has 36 millimeter case diameter. And as you can see here, really kind of like long lug to lug for the size. But like I said, I love the simplicity, and I love the fact that it's a reissue of an older model, and the size also is the thing that drew me to this one. Also, I love the fact that it comes on one of these stretchy metal bracelets, again, just to keep that kind of vintage inspired theme going. At specs, you're not looking at a lot of high-end specs, so it says organic glass, so to my knowledge probably that's going to be some that's going to be acrylic, but you can always buff that out. But again, for $64, I don't think you can do much worse. if you're into your vintage watches, and worst case scenario, you can just buy another one. But I love, like I said, I love the simplicity of the watch, and that's one of the reasons why this made it on the list. Now guys, the third watch that we have on the list is coming from the Parnis official store, and this is reduced from 127 to 124.90, probably 125 as you can see. But it's not a huge discount, but at the same time, the reason why this made it on the list is because this homages the 36mm Datejust, and to my knowledge, again, Parnis are the only ones that are doing this size. I personally have a soft spot for smaller watches since I don't have a big wrist, and Parnis actually, as you can see here, a lovely Jubilee bracelet, and Parnis actually kind of hit the nail on the head with this this release. In terms of specs, you're looking obviously at sapphire crystal, and you have a myota movement. Now this hand winds, but it doesn't hack, which is not the worst thing in the world. There are worse movements to have in a watch, but then again, there are better movements. I would say the NH35 would have been better suited, but from my experience, Parnis always chose to go with myotas over Seiko NH35s. So this particular one, as you can see, in terms of specs, automatic movement, sapphire crystal, 50 meters water resistance, and original movement, aka myota. Like I said, the reason why I made it on the list is because I love the fact that it's a small watch, and Parnis actually really addressed that issue, as opposed to Cadisen or other brands that made it on that homaged the Datejust, but the larger versions. The fourth watch that I have on the list, guys, is a brand new brand. It's a new brand on Aliexpress, and this one is coming from the Kuluze official store. It's reduced from 158 to 141, which is actually not a bad discount. This particular one made it on the list because I actually think it's an original design. I like the hands on this. I like the fact that it has this helium escape valve. I like the design. Now it's a bit on the chunkier side. The specifications, you're looking at a case diameter of 45 millimeters, a thickness of 16 millimeters, and they say it has a titanium bracelet. Now initially I thought this was a titanium case, but it's only a titanium bracelet, and it weighs 210 grams. So it's a bit of a big boy, but it has a stated water resistance of 300 meters. Again, with this one, you're looking at a movement, at a myota movement, which we know ourselves. This is the 8218, so it has the small seconds hand, hand function subdial here at the 4 o'clock positions. And I love these kind of blade style hands. So to my knowledge, this is an original design, because I don't think I've actually seen a brand brand like this or something. I'm not aware of the model, haven't seen it anywhere else, but also as a bit of a because as a trade-off, it has only a press clasp, but you can always change straps or change clasps. That's an easy fix. You can buy one off AliExpress, again, for another tenner. But still, I just like the fact that it is an original design, and it is, you know, compared to a lot of AliExpress brands that do homage watches just for an easier sell. Now guys, the fifth watch that we have on the list is a watch from Phylida, and it's coming from the Phylida official store, and this is a homage to the Rolex Seadweller. Now this is not discounted in any kind of way, but this is one of those watches that I strongly suggest, because I've had experience with Phylidas. I used to have a Phylida Rolex Explorer homage, and the reason why I'm recommending this is because the quality on these things for the price is absolutely insane. Again, Phylida will send you the cheapest box, showing that they put a lot of money, all the money are going into the watch and the watch design. You can buy this with a PT 500 movement, or you can buy this, I think you can buy this with a NH35 as well. This is not particularly discounted in any way, but again, this would be one of those watches that I recommend buying, since, yes, as you can see here, PT 5000 and an NH35. But again, this would be one of those watches that I do recommend based on specs. The sixth watch that we have on the list, guys, is a watch from Cadisen, and it's coming from the Trendy Men's Watch Store. And this one is reduced from 107 or from 80 to 71 or 94, depending on what color you choose. Now, this particular one, this is an homage to the Rolex Day-date. And the reason why I actually have this on the list is because I personally like a bit of diversity and wanted to recommend something if you weren't a fan of the Datejust, the 36mm Datejust. Now, Cadisen are not particularly known for being the best and the most consistent in terms of quality, but I think this has a really good discount in case you like your Day-date homages. And as you can see here, they actually engraved on the inside of the watch, they engraved Cadisen, and it's also features the 8285 Mayotta movement, which is a decent movement specifically for the money because it doesn't cost a lot. It's something that you probably encounter at the price point, but Pagani Design are kind of known for offering a Seiko NH35 for this kind of money. I personally think it's a good choice, that's why I have it on the list. And it also has an inverted link bracelet, which is always a good thing to see. I'm personally a fan of this, but do give it a look and do give it a try if this is something that suits you, because it has a really good discount if you're not a fan of the original Datejust that I recommended. A watch. The seventh watch that we have on the list, guys, is a watch coming from Addies-dive or Addies-dive, and this is reduced from 128 to 116. Now, this is, to my knowledge, again, it's an original design. It's a bit of it doesn't homage a particular piece. I think it homages quite a few pieces. I see a bit of Rolex and I see a bit of Tudor in there as well. Now, this is just me. The reason why I have this on the list is because I've seen it reviewed on a lot of channels, and Addies-dive has the same kind of level of finishing, I would say, as probably Pagani Design. Now, they have been improving recently. Again, the reason why I have this on the list is because of, I think it is an original design. This model is the MYH9, and it does feature the NH35, like I said. For $116, it's not a lot of money, but the NH35 is a good movement. You get quite a bit of lume with this one. I think Jody from Just One More Watch reviewed this. If you want to go check it out on his channel. But again, if you're into divers, it's a good discount. It's a good beater for $116. I think you couldn't go wrong with it. Now, guys, the eighth watch that I have on the list is coming from the Mechanical Watch Club store, and this is reduced from 209 to 198. This is coming from Rectangula, or I don't know how to pronounce this, Redone. Now, this is a diver, and again, I don't think I've seen this design anywhere. I think it is an original design also. That is one of the reasons why this made it on the list. I can see a bit of Christopher Ward in here. I can see a bit of Richard Legrand, but again, the reason why I made it on the list is because it is looking like it is something brand new. Now, it is a bit of a chunky boy, so it's 43 millimeters in diameter, and also the discount is not big, but the level of finishing, I would say, and the fact that it is something that it's very fresh, specifically for Aliexpress, is the reason why this made it on the list. So the Redone R4 Tiddler, I don't know what that means. It says that it's a new arrival, 2021, 43mm optimal case and 306L stainless steel watch body. I love the way that they make these descriptions, and it has these nice kind of ridges here on the bezel and this box domed sapphire crystal. It's a good looking watch, and personally, hopefully I'll get a chance to have this on the channel soon. Also 300-meter water resistance, they claim, so definitely give it a shot. Folding clasp and a milled clasp, also super BGW9, has this blue BGW9 loom, very nice looking, and also a color color matched date wheel, which is kind of cool, and I think it fits the whole aesthetic and the whole look of the watch. Do give it a shot, guys. I think it's a good choice. Not a big discount again, but it is a new release, like I said, so there will be more watches in the second video. The next watch that we have on the list, guys, is coming from San Martin. I don't think it would have been a video without recommending you guys a San Martin. This is reduced from 258 to 248. I think, to be honest, it's not a huge discount, but San Martin don't usually do discounts. The thing with this one, I'm actually surprised they did take 10 euros off the price of it, because in my experience in the previous sales, they didn't actually take anything off. Now, this is San Martin's answer to the Skx homage, and to be quite honest, I think they were the last ones to homage the you were a bit late to the party, to be quite honest, and they were the last ones to homage the Skx. The reason why this made it on the list is because that beautiful bracelet, San Martin's, also it's their quality control and the level of finishing, and I personally like this black version with the all metal bezel insert. Now this features the NH35, and it's a bit pricey for $258, but San Martin do actually put their money where their mouth is, and the finishing, and they do deliver all the way the finishing on their watches. And again, the bracelet, I have no doubt that this is actually a good, super comfortable bracelet. Fits the watch, and again, the level of finishing they provide does actually stand up to the price, so do give it a shot. And the final watch that I have on the list, guys, is a watch from Escapement Time. Now, this particular one I've unboxed on the channel, and I have to say that I have been over the moon with this watch. This is not in the sale, but $79 gets you a lot of watch for your money. When I say a lot of watch for your money, I do mean it. This features features a quartz movement, but it is a Seiko VH31. So what this means is that you're getting 4 ticks per second, more of a sweeping kind of motion of the seconds hand. And this, I think this is an homage, like I did say in my video, to the should be video in my list, by the way. This is an homage to an old Grand Seiko. I'm not entirely sure, and they also claim that the seconds hand is heat treated, it's heat blued, if that makes any sense. Nevertheless, I think even for the money, for $79, this is a cracking watch. A thickness of 9.5 millimeters, a lug width of 20 millimeters, not thick, thick at all. Again, the VH31 movement, and I actually have a 6.3 inch wrist, and I think this looks absolutely perfect. I think the lug to lug is 48, a bit long lugs, but as soon as you change the bracelet on the strap on this, it's an absolute game changer for not a lot of money. I actually have 2 watches. This would be my second watch from Escapement Time, and I could not recommend it more, especially at the price point. It's worth all the money. I think there's another gentleman, another channel that has done a review of this or an unboxing. So I think it's The Watcher. Not entirely sure, but do give it a shot. Do give it a check. Definitely a great watch for not a lot of money. So there was it, guys. Those are my top 10 watches, part 1 top 10 watches that I think you should check out in the AliExpress summer sale. Again, feel free to do your own digging. If you don't like that, that's the best part of AliExpress. You're always going to find something that you enjoy. Click a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't so, and I will see you guys very soon, which is probably going to be part 2 of this video, or the second video of this sale. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.